Hi viewers, welcome to Virtuoso palette. Today we are adding the tie and dye technique on fabric with powdered dyes on our palette. So let's go to look, watch and observe. Viewers, we are about to start the tie and dye technique and I'll show you what I'll use here in this tutorial. I have a piece of cotton. This is pure cotton, and you know, when you buy cotton from the market, usually it is starched. So remember, if you want to tie any kind of fabric, that is cotton especially, you have to unstarch it. So you have to dip it in water, leave it, soak it in water for a while, and then just rub it a little and take it out and let it dry. So this is the piece of cloth I'll use. This is cotton, and I'll show you how I'm going to tie it. You'll be needing a pair of gloves. This is powdered dye. When I use it, I will show you how much I'm going to apply. I have some plastic spoons just to use to take out the dye, the powdered dye from the container. I have some thread here to tie the fabric. I have a pack of salt. We won't use a whole pack here. We'll just use a spoon or two, okay? Then I have a container with just normal temperature water. After dyeing, I'll show you what is it for. Now what I have done is, in this pan I have filled some water and we are putting it on the stove. The stove is on. You can see the flame is quite high right now, and we'll bring this water to boil. See you in a while. So viewers, I'll show you how you're going to make the folds in the fabric. This is the fabric, and if you are aware of origami, I'll tell you, if you've seen my previous videos where I have made the New Year card and the Christmas card, you must have noticed how I made the folds in the paper. Here we are going to do the same thing using the fabric. So just like you make a paper fan like this, and then like this, then again like this, and the same folds you're going to do again and again. So you can see, I'll show you again. Now for your convenience and for you to understand it well, I have already prepared a fabric here. I'll open the folds a little so that you can see. Look, these I have ironed this cloth just to make the folds visible enough so you know where the crease are. Look, this is the crease, and just like you make a paper fan, I have folded it. Now I'm going to need a little help from my husband. Please, will you please hold it from here? And viewers, I'm going to rotate the fabric this side, and I would like my husband, if kindly you have to turn it the other side. Yes, this is the way we are going to turn the fabric. The folds are already there. That's enough. Now I'm going to hold it from the other side, and here you go. Now you can see how does it look. Here I'm going to take some thread, the cotton thread I showed you. Now using the thread, I'm going to tie this fabric. This is very simple. Look how I'm going to tie it. Now I'm utilizing this time where my pan is already there with water, and when the water comes to boil, I'll show you what am I going to add in it. The water is here, and without wasting any time, we are tying the fabric. It's better that you tie it tightly. Now I'll complete the tying process here. Viewers, the dyes I'm using in this tutorial, they are powdered dyes. and they are not at all expensive. They're very cheap, and a little amount of dye can be used to dye many pieces of fabric. You can even dye your whole suit using a little amount of dye, just like a spoon. Now the tying is complete. I'm going to put a knot here so that it doesn't open while dyeing. There you go. Now it's tied well. You can see how I folded it, and then I have tied the fabric. Now the next step is to add some dye, the powdered dye, in the water. Let's see if the water has come to boil. The water is ready. It's almost boiling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, you can say, 1 full teaspoon of salt, just plain salt, and I'll add it in the water. The magic it does is that if you want your dyes to be fast, then you should use some salt in it. The next step is to add the powdered dye. The appearance, the color of this dye is bottle green, but viewers, actually it is shocking pink, the color. So when we put it in the water, I'll show you what the actual color is. Viewers, it's better that to secure yourself, because the water is boiling, it's better that you use gloves, and gloves will also save you from spoiling your hands. So I'm going to add half teaspoon of powdered dye in the water. The amount of water is enough to dip the piece of cloth I showed you, and it goes for cotton only. I'll show you how the water looks now with the dye. Look, this is purplish pink. Now this is the piece of fabric we prepared for tie and dye. So it is tied, and now we're about to dye the fabric. I've put the piece in the boiling dye. Now just to rotate it, if you're not satisfied that it's one-sided and you need to turn it, I'm using a tong here, and look, it seems as if fabric is only shocking pink, but we'll see the magic after dyeing it. Let's wait for 2 to 3 minutes. Viewers, 2 minutes have passed. So first I'm going to turn it off the stove. The burner is off, and using the tong, here's our piece of fabric, and this is the cold water, and we'll just put it in the water like that. So any extra dye, while putting it in water, it goes off. Now again, I want you to wait for 2 minutes, and then we'll untie the fabric. Viewers, the fabric is still wet, but I'm going to unfold it. Let's take off the thread first so that you know what kind of pattern have we made. Now the upper part of the fabric is all pink. Here we go. I hope you're going to love it. And this is the pattern we've got from the technique, the way how we folded the fabric, the way we tied the fabric. Here you go. So viewers, this is the magic of tie and dye with just a few things. A little amount of dye, some salt, water, thread, and a small piece of fabric. If you want to dye your whole suit, still a little amount of dye would be enough for that. So see you with another tie and dye technique. See you soon. Bye.